my dear students, so because of stormy weather condition we could not continue with the virtual class, okay, and today also I'll not be able to take your virtual class, so I'll be sending you the YouTube link of this topics which we were supposed to cover yesterday, okay. So tomorrow if possible I'll be taking your virtual class. I'll send you the link by morning, okay. So as we in our previous class, while we came to school, we have already discussed about the cell, its structure in detail. So today we'll take up another topic, that is cell organelle. Now first let us understand what is cell organelle. Okay, now all us human beings, within us we have many organs, right, which has a specific role to perform. For example, your heart, which helps in pumping the blood and then thus circulating the oxygen, nutrients to different parts of our body. Then you have kidney, which excretes out the nitrogenous waste from body, lungs, which helps in taking the oxygen, right. So we have different organs which perform different function within our body, right. Similarly, within the cell also there are small organ like structure which has specific role to perform. So those small organ like structure are referred to as cell organelle, okay. So we will be discussing in detail about the different types of cell organelle that cell has and their function, okay. So what are the different types of cell organelle? First one is your endoplasmic reticulum. Now where is the endoplasmic reticulum present? So first we will discuss about endoplasmic reticulum. Where is endoplasmic reticulum present? So first, this is your cell, animal cell, okay. Animal cell has a nucleus in the central region, okay. Now attached to this endoplasmic reticulum you have tubular sac like structure, like this. Now this tubular sac like structure, this one is your endoplasmic reticulum. It is present nearby the cell. Now what is the role of endoplasmic reticulum? Now since it is present near the cell, so it helps in transporting the material from the nucleus into the cell and from cell into the nucleus. Like it acts like a transportation system, okay, transporting the contents of a nucleus into the cell and from cell into the nucleus, okay. And it also forms a skeletal framework of the cell. Now endoplasmic reticulum, now some of them seems studded. You can see small like dot like structure like this present all over. Now what are this dot like structure which is giving it a rough appearance called? Now these dot like structure are your ribosomes. So the endoplasmic reticulum with the ribosome is referred to as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here I am denoting it as ER, but you all write endoplasmic reticulum full name only itself, okay. So the one with the ribosome is referred to as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the where the ribosomes are not present, it is referred to as smooth endoplasmic reticulum, okay. Now this smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in regulating the calcium ion level, and it also helps in processing lipids or carbohydrates, okay. And your rough endoplasmic reticulum, since here you have a ribosome, so protein synthesis also takes place here, understood. So I hope you understood what is endoplasmic reticulum and its where is it present and its role. Now next, coming to the second cell organelle, which is present in the endoplasmic reticulum, and sometimes it is scattered in the cell also, okay. It is sometimes scattered in the cell also. It is ribosome. What is the role of a ribosome? It helps in protein synthesis. The role of a ribosome is it helps in protein synthesis. Okay, now third endoplasmic reticulum is your Golgi apparatus or Golgi body. Now what are these? Now these are also tubular, like this stack like structure which is present near the nucleus only. Okay, now this tubular structure, is now referred to as cisternae. Okay, now here what happens, what is its function? It helps in processing the protein that was produced in the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and when the processing is complete, the portion of the cisternae buds out and now this is referred to as vesicle. The budded portion is referred to as vesicle, and this contains the processed protein. So this protein will go near the cell membrane and diffuse it either within the cell membrane, or it will transport the protein if it is required outside the cell also. Okay, so this vesicle, it consists of enzymes and hormones which are important for the cell. Okay, so third Golgi apparatus, I think this one is also clear. Now coming to the fourth organelle, so you have mitochondria. So we all have heard about this. Mitochondria is referred to as also what? Powerhouse of cell. Now if you look at the structure of a mitochondria, it is a double membrane structure and the inner portion is folded like this. Now this inner portion is referred to as cristae. Now the cristae consists of the exposed portion of a cristae is referred to as oxysome. Okay, and it consists of enzymes which helps in carrying out the respiration. So in mitochondria, it is also termed as powerhouse of cell. Why is it called a powerhouse of cell? It is referred to as a powerhouse of cell because here the respiration process takes place. What respiration means? The breakdown of the food to produce energy. Okay, so the energy production takes place here in the mitochondria. That's why it is referred to as a powerhouse of cell. Now the next cell organelle is your lysosome. Lysosome, which is also referred to as suicidal bag. Lysosome, which is also referred to as suicidal bag. Now why is it called a suicidal bag? Now this lysosome, it consists of a hydrolytic enzymes. Now what does this enzyme do? Now this enzyme breaks down if any foreign particles enter, let that be microorganisms or anything, it will engulf that foreign particle and then break it down. Okay, so after it digests that foreign particle, it itself also dies off. That's why it is referred to as a suicidal bag. Now this lysosome is present only in animal cell. You have lysosome only in animal cell. Okay, now next one is your centrosome. Now your centrosome consists of an organelle known as centriole. Now this particular organelle is also present only in animal cell. Now what is the role? Where is it present? It is present near the nucleus. If this is a nucleus, near the nucleus you have a centriole. Now what is the function of this centriole? The function of the centriole is to help in cell division. Okay, while cell division takes place, okay, it helps in attaching the spindle fiber to the chromosome through this aster. This ray like structure is referred to as aster. This releases spindle fiber and thus helps in attaching the chromosome to this spindle fibers, and then it helps in, by contraction, it helps in separating the chromatids from a chromosome. Okay, so that's it's done by a centrosome. Just remember that centrosome helps in cell division. In detail we will be discussing about the centrosome in class 10. okay, when we take up the chapter cell division. Okay, now next cell organelle is your plastid. Now this plastid is present only in plant cell. So you have this only in plant cell. So what is the function of a plastid? Now this plastid gives color to the plants. Okay, it consists of different pigments which gives a certain color to the plant. So plastid are also depending upon the function of whether it gives color to the leaf or the flower or the fruit. Okay, it can be of a different types. So you have leucoplast, then you have chromoplast, then you have chloroplast. These are the different types of plastid. Now leucoplast, it consists of colorless pigment. Colorless pigment. The starch in a potato is because of the presence of this particular pigment called leucoplast. Okay, now chromoplast, other than green, the non-green color is imparted by this chromoplast. Okay, like color of red flower, you have red carrot, then you have different colors that's given to the flower or the fruit, red, yellow, blue. All this is because of the chromoplast. Now chromoplast consists of a different pigment called xanthophyll, then you have carotene, then you have anthocyanin. These are the different types of pigment and which imparts a different color to the different plant organs. Okay, so it helps in imparting the non-green color to the different parts of the plant. Okay, now next comes your chloroplast. We all have heard about chloroplast. Now your chloroplast consists of what? Pigment called chlorophyll, and we all know what chlorophyll does. Chlorophyll helps in trapping the sunlight and thus carrying out the photosynthesis. And the green color of the leaves, green leaves is because of which pigment? Chlorophyll. Okay, so I hope you understood this particular portion, that is cell organelle, that is plastid, and remember it is present only in the animal cell. Now next and the last cell organelle according to your syllabus, which we will be discussing, is your vacuole. Now this vacuole, in case of plant cell, if this is a plant cell, then in center you have a large vacuole like this, then in nearby you have nucleus. Okay, but in case of animal cells, sometimes it might be present but it is smaller in size. Okay, and in some cases it might not even be present. Okay, now what is the role of a vacuole? Vacuole is just like a dustbin for the cell. Now why am I calling it a dustbin for the cell? Because whatever the waste is there or excess water, excess mineral is stored inside the vacuole and later on processed out of the cell. Okay, so these are the different types of cell organelle which you have to cover according to your syllabus. Okay, so go through the contents that's given in your book and then refer my video too. Okay, if possible tomorrow I'll through the virtual class also be revising this particular topic only. Okay, if not, then you go through this video and then your topic in the contents in a book. Okay, referring the book is very important. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.